Sand cup. Know this, like all things, the pearl was covered in sand. Thus it came to belong to Zet, who works the land. When the pearl is uncovered, the time of Sep's hunger will be over, and water will run from the pearl all over the dead skins, and the hungry stomach will at last be full. The spawn of Satakal are weakened by the waters. They are hungry. One sound will open the way, and one sound will close it. Take the call and find a goat. Use the call to lead the goat across the water as an offering to the beast. Only then it will be sated, and only then can you return to me. The pearl is the way and the guide. It is the light to the far shores and back again, as they are placed by Tall Papa's hand. So it begins again. Satak was the first serpent. Satakal eats himself, and the spirits move to the far shores to wait for their next skin. Ruptka became the Tall Papa, and he made the great map with the stars in his hand. When Sep tricked the spirits, he put a star in his pocket. This was the pearl that fell out when Tall Papa squashed Sep with his staff. Sand covered the pearl. Thus it came to Zet, who works the land. When the pearl is uncovered, the time of Sep's hunger will be over. Water from the pearl will run over the skins, and the hungry stomach will at last be full. Know this, the pearl is the way and the guide. It is the light to the far shores and back again, as they are placed by Tall Papa's hand. The only real world is Satakal. You cannot eat the stars. One sound will open the way, and one sound will close it. This is the sound of the worlds, calling something to save them. What answers the call is the hunger. So it begins again. Satak was the first serpent. Satakal eats himself, and the spirits move to the far shores to wait for their next skin. What answers the call is the hunger. Has it been sated? The story never changes, never shifts as do the stars and the sands. You've done your part, and I must do mine. Know this, so it begins again. Satak was the first serpent. The pearl is the way and the guide, the light to the far shores and back again, placed by Tall Papa's hand.
This is not good. Not good at all. I've killed a skeleton or two in my day, but this is worse than that. We are going to need more Ashaba. You? I'm pretty good with faces, but I don't know yours. You must have just joined then. Either way, welcome to the tribe. It's good that you're here. Do you understand why I am concerned? Some of the greatest heroes in history are buried here. Kings, queens, legendary warriors. If they've risen, it is Ashaba duty to kill them, and that's not going to be easy. There is. I maintain vigil here to ensure that certain ancient heroes, let's just say, if they're raised, that's a problem. With what's happened here, I need someone to check their graves. If they're up and about, they need to be put down. Thank you. This is no small thing, I ask, and I appreciate you stepping up. The 3 graves I need you to check belong to Homage Arena, Yokida Razul, and Queen Afsar. They changed the course of history. They deserve to rest now. I'll mark the graves' locations on your map. I'd go with you, but I have to watch and ensure they don't slip by. There are other Ashaba who can join you, though. You want one skilled in swordplay, or one who's adept at restoration magic? You're brave to cross blades with these heroes yourself. Don't worry, though. This man will ensure you do not fall. There are many heroes buried here, to be sure. But these 3 are the ones Ashaba scholars are most concerned about. They were extremely powerful in life, and scholars fear they could be extremely dangerous in death. Rena was an armiger in the Order of Diagna, who died in the final days of the Siege of Orsinium. She was born in the siege camp there, and spent her entire 26 years fighting the orcs. They say it was her sacrifice that brought us victory. Razul fought alongside Divad Hunding, leading the regatta to conquer Alik'r. When the Natotambu and the Yokud nobility came later, Razul made himself Yokida to cement the power of the regatta. Some call him the first forebear. Yes, she seized the throne the ancient way. Late in the First Era, the king died with no heir and the nobles squabbled over the throne. Afsar solidified her rule by killing the opposition. Despite its bloody start, her reign was very peaceful. There's no need for me to ask whether the heroes had been raised when you found them. I only need to know, are they now at rest? Then you fulfilled the duty of the Ashaba here, and saved me a dung heap of trouble. As we Ashaba always say, true honor need not be named. I hope we cross paths again.
How could this happen? The mine, it is collapsing. I left my partner down there. I beseech you to help me in this. We were digging, and then there was a rumbling, and the ceiling began to fall. I thought he was right beside me, but alas, he did not emerge. I would go back, but I have inhaled too much dust. I cannot catch my breath. No, and that is what I fear the most. I would never be able to forgive myself. At the very least, though, I must retrieve his supply pack. Everything is in there. Our maps, our water, our food. I cannot survive without these things. Please, go quickly. It would be terrible if the mine collapsed and we did not at least discover my partner's fate. His name is Haidar. I worked for him for many years before he began acknowledging me as his partner rather than his apprentice. I learned much from him, though. I truly hope you are able to get him out of there. No, it is not safe. When a mine becomes unstable like this, there is no way to know when it will collapse completely. It's always a gamble. But you look Dwemer gold. It is buried under this desert somewhere. My partner and I worked Kulati mines for some time, but that effort was of no avail. We came here on our own. The fewer people involved, the greater the reward if something is... No, there is no Dwemer gold down there. We had already decided to give up on this mine even before the rumbling began. We had talked of seeking our fortunes in Bangkorai, though now I suppose I might be going there on my own.
You are bold to enter a collapsing mine, stranger. Beware lest you share my fate. No, only my skull was crushed, and this by the tip of my partner's pickaxe. We finally found something of value down here, gems. But in that very moment, I saw the price of my life's blood in her beautiful eyes. Yes, and keenly do I feel the need for revenge. In death, I have been granted this opportunity. I have poured my hatred into the gems we found. Give them to her. Give them to Ansei, and she will be repaid for her treachery. Thank you.
Oh no. The fact that he is not with you does not bode well. Did you find anything? Was he dead? What about the supplies? The gemstones? Thank you so much. I am surprised you... Well, I am simply grateful. I have spent so many years searching in the darkness and found nothing. My luck has finally changed. I am so happy. Wait. Something is wrong. I...
They will pay for what they have done. Satyrkal's wrath, Wayfarer. Unless you want to wade through an army of undead, go no further. These dogs, the Withered Hand, they seized control of Tuwaka's throne, and now they are raising the consecrated dead. How is this even possible? The Ansei Wards, stolen. There is no way. The impervious vault! How? This does explain how they raise the consecrated dead, though. It also explains why Tuwaka is so angry. He speaks to me. He says the temple must be cleansed, and now! Oh, Tuwaka will do the cleansing. We must only clear the way. If you will help me light the sacred braziers, Tuwaka will send his breath to help us destroy the Withered Hand and return the dead to the sand. For each direction the wind blows, there is a brazier. Light the first 3 and meet me at the west brazier. I will light that one. Then we will light the central brazier together and soon see Uwafa and his Withered Hand destroyed. We do not know. There is no record of these defenses ever being used. All I can recall is reading that it is supposed to help cleanse the temple and return the dead to their rest. Uncertainty is part of the fun, though, right? This man is very dangerous. He is the leader of these Withered Hand dogs. He offered me the chance to leave peacefully. I wanted to protect my fellow priests, but we could not surrender Tuwaka's sacred ground without a fight. Tuwaka is the caretaker of the far shores. We will all visit him one day. The throne is the final resting place of our honored ancestors. Our heroes have been buried here for centuries. It is terrible that their rest has been disturbed. done well, Wayfarer. Tuwaka is pleased. Very soon, it is like Tuwaka is taking in the air and preparing to send his breath. The withered hand here will soon crumble, and the particles will drift away like sand in the wind. Tuwaka says you will have the pleasure of killing this Uwafa. With his help, of course. First, you must light the final brazier over there. Then, Tuwaka's breath will come. Uwafa has sealed himself inside the sanctum with my priests. I fear for them, but Tuwaka will help us. He will unseal the doors. Then you can go in and kill this necromancer bastard. Go now, and light the final brazier. Do not fear the power of Tuwaka. You and I, we are his champions in this. Oh yes, we cannot forget those. If this Uwafa has them, we will soon get them back. Even with the Ansei Wards, Uwafa is no match for the strength of a god. Of course, all priests of Tuwaka know such things. The wards were forged when 3 Ansei gave their lives to channel their spirits into their blades. They did this so that the wards would protect the consecrated dead. In the hands of these necromancers, the strength of the Ansei Wards is much weakened. With some magics, they might even be able to pervert the Wards' power for terrible ends. It is good that we will soon have them back. Tuwaka, keeper of souls, hear the prayer of your humble servant. Your sacred grounds have been defiled. The rest of our ancestors have been disturbed. I ask you to send your sacred breath to cleanse the temple, and give us your blessing to destroy the defiler. He has given his blessing. Go into the inner sanctum and kill Uwafa.
Thank you. The corruption in my ward is gone. But the other wards, you must find them.
I am very proud. Tuwaka says that you smote this Uwafa mightily. You recovered the ward of Ansei Wards as well. The temple is restored, and Alik'r is safer. Tuwaka is pleased. Tuwaka says you should not worry. He says you will find them. I can watch over the ward of Ansei Wards for now. Tuwaka has much faith in you, my friend. He wants me to give you this. You should be honored. I do not know where the other Ansei Wards have been taken, but Tuwaka tells me that you must go east, my friend. He says that is the next step on your journey. No, Tuwaka is quiet now. He is not worried about you. He is more worried about me getting the temple cleaned up. I have a suggestion, though. I think you should start your search in the city of Bergama. There is a great scholar in Bergama. Her name is Zore. She knows much about the Ansei Wards. She may have the answers we seek. Wherever you go, Tuwaka will be with you. Of that, I am certain.
Destroy more in my name. We will destroy the next. This one will have returned.
You may be safer in the desert than in Bergamo, Wayfarer.